हेलो मैडम, आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपको मैडम की?
Hello everyone.
आपकी
Can you hear
आवाज
me?
नहीं आ रही है मैम?
Am I audible?
गुड मॉर्निंग.
Hello everyone.
हेलो एवरीवन.
It's great to have you here, Ranveer.
मधुरिता जी, मैं तो आया हूँ इस स्टेज पर 5 मिनट पहले, तो आपका वेलकम, मधुरिता जी का वेलकम कीजिए तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट से.
Thank you so
ये
much.
एवी किसने बनाया? किसने बनाया? मैं मिलूंगा आपको बाद में. इतना ही थोड़ा और डाल देते, थोड़ी और तारीफ कर लेते तो अच्छा लगता. हेलो मैडम.
Hello again, Ranveer.
कैसी हैं आप?
बहुत अच्छी है. आप कैसे हो?
मैं तो टिप टॉप हूँ यार. we're back together. No masks. Hi, hello. Allowed. Handshakes, hugs, kisses, all allowed.
Absolutely.
We're back.
Yes.
A round of applause for us all. We're back, guys. It's so wonderful that we can actually be together in person. What a difficult time it's been the past 2-3 years. And ma'am,
Absolutely.
seen some great degrees of pain and suffering.
Yes.
But we are out of that dark and
Yes.
gloomy time and full of positivity and
Absolutely.
energy. Today you have so many channels, so many OTT platforms, so many films. There is so much there are so many employment opportunities out there, whether it's writers, actors, technicians. It is such an exciting time because of the number of things that are being created. Back then, only that many films, that many channels, that many OTT wasn't even there at that time. At that time, we had to take. How do you find work? We used to go with physical copies of our portfolios, with contacts, mobile numbers found from here, there, go from office to office and sit outside the office, meet producers, directors, casting directors, try to get your foot in the door in that way and try and get work like that. Today, you have curated Instagram profiles, which are basically your calling card. The casting director can go and check you out. The access is just that simple. So when they come to me today, and they come to seek advice, that you managed to get your foot in the door. I was like, man, my story is very different because that time was very different. Today, your path and your journey towards getting your opportunity and getting your foot in the door is going to be very different because the times are different. But at the same time, I would encourage you to do it. Take the plunge because it's a great time to be in Indian entertainment. I would say this, just being given this opportunity to be an actor, I get to do what I love to do for a living. I am living the dream. All my life, I just wanted to be in Hindi films. And here I am. And that's one of the biggest things that happened in my life. A lot of times I get asked, how are you so happy all the time? I'd be like, man, there's one great big thing happened in my life is that I became an actor, and I'm filled with gratitude for that. And gratitude is my superpower, So I'm very aware of my blessings. I'm very grateful for them. And I feel like ये मिला है मौका तो मार देना चाहिए चौका, है ना? चांस मिला है तो डांस करना चाहिए. I'm here, I'm in Hindi films, I'm a leading man in Hindi films. It's incredible. I have this platform, this opportunity to really make a mark and live my dream. And that kind of energy, that kind of passion, it comes very, very naturally.
I was just wondering, आपने तो सभी का दिल चुरा लिया है, तो आप शायद यहाँ पर छोड़ के जा रहे थे. मैंने सोचा मैं चुरा लूं.
क्या चुराना चाहेंगी मैम?
बस कुछ नहीं. आप दिलों के राजा हैं.
आरजे मोहतरमा ने बोला, देखो अभी माहौल सब लूज होने वाला है, रणवीर आने वाला है. कितना सीरियस चैट दिया ना मैंने, मच और एकदम
No.
मस्त था. दिल को लगी ना बात.
दिल पर राज करते हैं आप तो.
थैंक यू मैम.
Thank you for addressing this August gathering.
August gathering.
Absolutely, we have.
सितंबर के महीने में इतनी August gathering. देखो मैं चले जाता हूँ वरना माहौल बहुत लूज हो जाएगा. मैं चलता हूँ.
But the occasion is also very joyous,
Thank
highly
you.
joyous and extremely significant. Thank you so much.
This is a very personal thing, ma'am. I feel like being an artist, my channels for empathy are open for the most part. And therefore, the time that we've been through as a people, as a collective, that kind of difficulty, pain and suffering, I felt very deeply.
Yeah.
And went through a lot myself personally. It was difficult to witness all of that. So personally, for me as an entertainer, I want to contribute towards offerings that will make people laugh, that will make people smile. I feel like times have been tough. Aao yaar, thoda haste hain. And therefore, on Christmas, my next offering is actually circus, which is the best thing. You know, when you go to watch a Rohit Shetty comedy, you know what you're going for.
Absolutely, yes.
आओ यार थोड़ा हंस के आते हैं, थोड़ा हल्का होके आते हैं,
Yes.
मजे करके आते हैं. And that's the kind of cinema that I have consciously chosen to be a part of. I think in the recent past, we have seen that you have to give something to the audience that justifies their time, effort and money in coming there.
Yeah.
I personally have bought so many, I've taken large groups of people over the weekend to watch films, my friends and family. I know how expensive it is. And I know as a cinema going audience myself that एक तो आप plan बनाओ हफ्ते भर पहले. People's lives are so fast and so busy to make the plan to go with everybody. Then you get into the car, you drive through, you know, traffic. You get to the, let's say if you're going to a multiplex, you go to a mall. आप basement पे पहले parking ढूंढो. Parking ढूंढने के बाद you go up 3 flights of escalators. You get your ticket. You pay so much money for the snacks. Then you go and take your seat. There's 20 minutes of commercial messaging. And by the time the movie starts, it's taken a lot of effort and a considerable amount of money, a fraction of your income for that month, to actually be there. And I take that very seriously. I take that as a responsibility. I need to do whatever I can to justify that time, effort and money of the paying audience who have come to the theaters to watch me, believing that I will deliver entertainment to them. Then I will do everything I can to make sure that that is the case. You know, after the pandemic, when I went back into the cinema halls, I was like, man, I've missed this. That experience is very special. To sit in this dark theater with so many people and, you know, have this joint cathartic experience. I feel like cinema going is like a microcosm of life itself.
Right.
You know, according to me, what is life? It's a shared experience. What is my joy if I don't share it with you?
Right.
So when you sit together in a cinema hall and you laugh together, you clap together, you know, you cry together, you feel that emotion together, that's a very special experience. So like I said, the onus is now on us creators. When people have taken the time, taken the effort and given the money to come to the cinema hall, then you have to give them bang for their buck. Please justify the time, effort and money it took for them to come there, believing that you will entertain them for 2.5 hours. Life is difficult, you know. हमारा काम क्या है as entertainers? सबका बोझ हल्का करना, to provide some kind of escape, entertainment, deliver some kind of pertinent social message as well. So the onus, yes, is very much on the creators now.
Right. So which is the first film that you saw post the pandemic in the theater?
I don't remember. I think the most memorable watch for me has been Top Gun.
Okay.
I wasn't in the country at the time of release, but I'm such a big fan of cinema that I made it a point to go to the cinema hall, and it was many weeks after the release, so I went to an IMAX screen.
Wow.
And I took that center seat, and that big screen experience, it's like a classic movie, you know. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed the Brahmastra experience.
Yes.
Round of applause
Yes.
for my friends
Absolutely, yes.
who have created Brahmastra, the Astraverse. I think a fantastic big screen offering and something unlike anything we've seen in Hindi cinema, and I truly appreciate the efforts of my friends in putting that out there. Thank you. Thank you. मजा है. आपने देखी सर? हॉल में देखी सर? हॉल में देखी? फर्स्ट डे फर्स्ट शो. क्या बात सर. थैंक यू यार. मजा आया सर. ताली बजाई, हंसे, रोए, बस और क्या चाहिए यार. The comedy all-stars are all a part of the ensemble circus. So I had a moment when I was on set with Mr. Johnny Lever. I couldn't believe that I was in the same movie. I was performing a comedy scene with Johnny Lever. He's a titan of Hindi cinema. One of the greatest of all time. I could hardly believe that I was on set with him. I was, and I have not shared this ever before, that morning, but I will share it with you. I was, and to testament to my point of how overwhelming it gets for me. I remember Johnny Sir's scene was going to be in the afternoon. I started in the morning, and I was walking from my van to the set, and I was passing by, and I saw his name on the vanity van, and that's when it struck me. I was like, man, I'm acting with Johnny Lever today. You know, I was in tears that morning. I couldn't believe it. It was a very personal moment for me, because I remember my first live experience of a live show. One of my first ones was watching Johnny Lever stand up in Bhaidas Hall. My father was a huge fan, and he took me, one of my first live performances ever, and I'm seeing this one diminutive man regaling a packed house for 2.5 hours, sweating, you know, his trademark rumal that he used to get out and wipe his sweat. One of the greatest entertainers of all time. And I had somebody I've grown up with, I had the opportunity to act with him. In Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani, the same thing happened when I was acting with Dharminder, with Shabana
So
Azmi
many
ji, with
fanboy
Jaya
moments.
Bachchan. I couldn't believe it. And I'll tell you the Dharmendra moment as well. So the first day that Dharamji and I were going to perform a scene together, I had told all the ADs, make sure I'm on set before Dharamji. I'd like to welcome him on his first day. But something happened and Dharamji was on set before me. And I was like, what happened? He was like, he went to set. I was like, okay, good. Then I rushed and I went to set. And now that we were pressed for time, I was quickly understanding from Karan what the requirement of the scene was, processing everything. And it was a face-to-face chat with Dharamji. And okay, so I'm just before the take, I'm going through my checklist. Okay, ye bolna hai, fir ye. And then they called roll camera, and I looked up to start the scene. And in that moment, it hit me because I saw his face this close. I was like, bro, look at what's happening with you. This is an out-of-body moment for me. This is absolutely surreal. I'm giving a shot with Dharmendra, the legend of Hindi cinema. I can hardly believe it, and that's why every now and then and ever so often there will be a situation, an experience or an instance which is just, it's like straight out of a fantasy for me.
And the choices you make.
Thank you for that, ma'am. I will say it is a function of the opportunities that are coming to you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I hope I continue to get roles in which I can explore various facets of my repertoire. I think I need to be invested and excited. Every pore of mine needs to be energized and enthused by the opportunity. I am currently considering my next script, and I want something to drive me wild, you know. That's when I can pour myself to that degree. I'm so hungry right now. Oftentimes I think that I hope I can keep exploring, and I hope that there is enough in my life experience, in my to be able to bring to my craft. Sometimes I think, man, when is this? And I've had this conversation with some of my fellow actors as well. We're like, man, sometimes are you afraid that this bag of tricks is going to run out? Like, you know?
Do you ever feel that way?
I don't know. I guess I'll find out as I go. Fortunately, up until my very last release, you know, playing Kapil Dev, playing Jayesh, they're all vastly distinctive characters that I've got to explore and put out there. And I hope to continue in the same vein. Ma'am, I strongly believe that when it comes to someone's personality, you can't really put anybody in a box, really. You can't say this person is X and Y. There's not, people aren't finite, you know, human beings are just too complex. So there are various facets to my personality. When I'm in public, my projection is a certain way, you know. Colorful,
That is still
vibrant,
you. That is
fun,
also a part of
very
you.
authentically
Yes.
me,
Yes.
but that is for in that situation and in that
moment.
context, you know. Today when my friend, the lady, the RJ, you know, when she establishes that, okay, Ranveer's come and now we're gonna have some fun, you know, I own that. I appreciate that. I love having that reputation. Yes, I'm here and I'm here to entertain you and I'm here to, let's have some fun, let's have some cheer and mirth and joy and lightness of being. But at the same time, there are various different facets to my personality. In my personal life, I'm very different. In my professional capacity, I'm very different. In the roles that I inhabit is perhaps where one gets an opportunity to perhaps see another side of me. And I do pour myself, an authentic side of myself into my characters. And I hope to get the opportunity to explore more and more of myself. Today, if you ask me, how does one define you? I don't have the answer to that. I don't know how I'd be able to define myself. And at the same time, I'll say, in a larger context, I don't know if anybody can really be defined, you know. So I hope that when I play different and more characters, it's a constant exploration of who I am. That playing different characters will reveal myself to me. And I hope that I get substantial enough characters to be able to explore myself. Ma'am, it's like the position that I find myself in, I couldn't even have dreamed it up. It's beyond my wildest imagination. When I started 12 years back, when I was in my struggle period for 3.5 years, I would have thought that, you know, I just want to act, you know, and I'll do my best and I hope that good things happen. But the kind of stuff that's happening, you know, the opportunities that I've been blessed with, the acclaim, the love of the people, it's overwhelming. So it's almost every day that I wake up with an overwhelming sense of gratitude. I can hardly believe that I'm in this position. I have this position in the current Indian entertainment sphere where I'm collaborating with the finest filmmakers, where I am given the opportunity to contribute towards the biggest ticket offerings. You know, it's like I can't. Till
Can't
today,
believe it's happened to you.
till today, I can't believe it. Sometimes it's like I feel like मैं कोई सपना देख रहा हूँ क्या ये actually हो रहा है क्या मेरे साथ. So 12 years down, I think one would think is a long enough time for it to sink in, but it still hasn't. And I'm just as hungry as when I first started. I've completed a decade, but my hunger, my appetite to create just is insatiable. I feel like I've been blessed with this once in a lifetime opportunity. You know, like my character says in Gully Boy, ऊपर वाले ने मेरे को ये तोहफा दिया है. You know, I have I'm aware now with a little bit of maturity that okay, I have been blessed with a certain gift. And what greater thing than for me to do what I love to do for a living. So I'm very aware that this is a very rare blessing for anybody to have. So I put all my energy and all my passion into making good on that blessing from the Almighty. Ma'am, I just think it's a very simple philosophy. I think I read it funnily on Instagram, who is our partner today. I read it on Instagram. There's a lot of these. Anybody here from Instagram, from Meta? No? Okay, no problem. But let me tell you, Instagram is a great source for a lot of knowledge. You know, sometimes you don't expect it, but you come upon some very interesting points. And I read this on Instagram, and that philosophy really resonated. It's like somebody articulated my life philosophy. When you meet people, just leave them happier than when you met them. You know, it's just as simple as that. That's the best thing you can do with yourself. You know, I feel like it's my calling to entertain people, and to put a smile on somebody's face is just about the best thing I can do with my faculties. And that's really, I get great fulfillment from putting a smile on somebody's face. So I try and spread that positivity, and I feel like it's a cyclical effect.
Infectious, yeah.
Because I also believe that you only get what you give. So if you give good energy, positivity, and good vibes, it all multiplies and comes back to you. So yeah, I find great joy in and it's another thing I'm very grateful for, and another thing that never gets old. So when people look at you and they're like, you could just put a smile on somebody. It's a great thing. So I feel like that's my purpose, that's my calling, and I'll do it till my dying breath. Personally, ma'am, I would I'll keep it short.
Yes.
But most certainly, I have seen a personal evolution. The pandemic has changed me, and deeply affected me personally, as it has to everybody, the whole world.
Absolutely.
Not our city, state, country, just the entire planet, was affected.
Yes.
And no exception. A lot of time for introspection, and coming out of it feels like the start of a new chapter, and what I'm committed to making into a glorious chapter. I must say I learn a lot from her. She is a consummate professional. She has exemplary habits, and there is a lot to learn, and every day I learn from her. I think it's been a while since we've acted together, and from that time I think Bajirao Mastani was when we actually did scenes together, because Padmavat, our last release together, we didn't actually have any scene. So the last time I really performed something in depth with Deepika was back in 2014-15, and she and I have both had a personal evolution since then in our individual capacity as people and as actors. So I think it will be very interesting to explore the co-actor dynamic with her. I'm very excited. I hope we get a great opportunity. And I've seen the evolution in her. I can step out and objectively observe actor to actor the kind of evolutions she's had. I think her performance in Gehraiyan was stunning. And I know for a person who has had a battle with mental health and anxiety, has dealt with anxiety, to perform a part like that is such a great challenge, and it takes so much out of you. I have nothing but the utmost amount of respect for that kind of honesty, authenticity, and finesse in craft. I admire her hugely as an actor, and I really, really hope that we get an opportunity to act together on screen again. Would you like to see that?
Yes, we
I'd
hope so
definitely
too.
like to do it.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. Today we've seen a lot of talent.
And a lot more I learned from her. That's in a professional capacity, ma'am. But at a personal level, how to create a work-life balance, how to make sustainable life choices that are aligned with authenticity. Our touchwood, it's been, we met and started dating in 2012. So 2022 is 10 years of me and Deepika.
Wow, that's superb.
And touchwood, it just, she, as I've always said, is one of the greatest blessings of my life and one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I'm so grateful for her in my life.
We're waiting to watch you all together again. Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a brief hint of it in '83. I think people enjoyed her cameo and our chemistry there. There's a small surprise round the corner. Can't reveal much about it, but you will see us together in a entertaining, colorful, vibrant context very soon. More on that later. But yes, let me take this platform to appeal to the creatives in our films to please consider this jodi. I think it'll be quite exciting to see these two talents come together. Yeah, I would love to do a movie with her. Yeah. कहाँ से शुरू किया था हमने मैम? दूरदर्शन से. आज देखो कितने प्लेटफॉर्म, कितने चैनल्स. There's just so much happening. But एक टाइम पे सिर्फ दूरदर्शन हुआ करता था. I'm born in '85, so I've seen those times. ए कौन है? ओए कौन है? ओहो, ये मधुर आवाज कहाँ से आ रही है? अरे गुड मॉर्निंग सर, अपनी मधुर आवाज सबको सुनाइए. आइए, आपका नाम? समीर. पवन का झोंका,
ठंडी हवा का झोंका.
सर, संजय लीला भंसाली साहब की फिल्म में आपका रेफरेंस था, हम दिल दे चुके सनम, याद है आपको?
ओ
समीर,
वो तो बहुत दिल वाली बात.
पवन का झोंका. सर कितना अच्छा गाते हैं आप.
मैं गाता नहीं हूँ, गुनगुनाता हूँ.
अरे गुनगुनाइए सर, एनर्जाइज कीजिए हम सबको. क्या ट्यून गा रहे थे आप?
1 2 3 ऑल ऑफ अस.
क्या बात है सर. जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा वाला सीन याद है आपको? कितना हंसाया ऋतिक साहब ने, है ना? मन बहलाया आपने गुनगुना के. समीर जी, थैंक यू फॉर दैट. एक जब भी हो जाए साथ में गाएंगे. एंड एवरीबडी फॉर रियल दिस टाइम, फॉर रियल दिस टाइम, एवरीबडी जॉइन इन. 1 2 3. क्या दिन थे वो. सिंपलर टाइम्स. थैंक यू समीर जी. क्या बात है. सिर्फ समीर जी और मैंने गाया, आपने तो गाया ही नहीं. ये चीटिंग है. गाया? आप तो पैदा भी नहीं हुए थे उस टाइम पे.
This was the tune he was listening to before he came on stage.
आपको पता है Spotify प्लेलिस्ट ढूंढा मैंने 90s एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स. क्या क्या है उसमें? छाया गीत, चित्रहार, निरमा डिटर्जेंट टिकियां, इसके झाग में जादू कर दिया. पानी में रह के भी ये कम गले. मेरे को क्यों याद है ये सब? मैं sometimes I shock myself why I know all of these little cultural tidbits.
We just listened to all of this.
ढेरों कपड़े धोए और ज्यादा चले. निरमा डिटर्जेंट टिकिया. अब आप समझी ये टिकिया मैंने क्यों ली? ओहो, यशराज टैलेंट मैनेजमेंट. कोई ब्रांड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट तो नहीं है मेरी माँ? तो ये बात पे आ जाती है. चुप चुप चुप. Ma'am, you're putting me on the spot, यार.
Come on, I'm sure you can coin a dialogue really quick.
आप बताइए. धमाका. क्या बात है. I love it. यही मैडम.
That's your dialogue.
रणवीर सिंह. ... धमाका.
Super.
मैडम, धमाका means explosion. A big explosion. और क्या क्या है यार? और तारीफ करो मेरी. बहुत प्यारा. Very lovable. क्या बात है सर. मेरे साइलेंट शॉट्स की ना सिर्फ आप कदर करते हो सर. देखो डायलॉग्स बुलवा रहे हैं. साइलेंट एक्टिंग में भी मैं आपका भाई आगे. ऐसी बात नहीं है. लुटेरा कभी की थी सर? 12 में. मैं तो एवं लुट गया। ये आपके लिए डायलॉग है, मेरे लिए? और क्या क्या है गाइस? आप मेरे गानों के टाइटल्स नहीं बोलेंगे ना आप, सवाल कुछ और है। आज आप बताएंगे एक डायलॉग जो मेरे लिए फिट बैठता है, बताइए। आजा,
Good one.
आजा, बोल दे सबको।
बाज की नजर,
रुक जा। बाज की नजर सेकंड।
चीते की चाल, बाज की नजर और रणवीर सिंह सर की एक्टिंग पे कभी संदेह नहीं करते, कभी भी फाड़ सकती है।
अरे वाह, क्या डायलॉग है।
डायलॉग
Couldn't have put it better myself.
He killed it.
Thanks यार, thanks मेरे यार, made my day. Thank you so much.